Centering pass. Oh, what a sensational save by Ethan Laughlin.
Shoots, deflects, still loose, they score!
Hello everybody and welcome to the AHL Game of the Week on the SHL Network and YouTube Live. American Heartland Ice Arena is the site for this crucial matchup between the Loyola Ramblers and the St. Viator Lions. Both teams come into this game tied for fourth in the AHL, and for more on the Loyola Ramblers, we send it down to the second member of our crew, Dylan Ward, with Coach Aiden Finnegan. Dylan?
Thank you, Anthony. Coach, you guys are coming off a 4-3 win last night over the Glenbrook South Titans. James McShane with 2 goals, including the game winner. What are you looking for? What are you looking to continue from last night into today's game?
Just our success in the offensive zone. I felt we really worked it down low on those guys, and that helped us in our win.
Well, you guys just, of course, had the 3 weeks off for the holidays and New Year. You come back with a back-to-back, and for St. Viator, this is their first game of 2024. How do you think that plays into a game like this?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Before the break, these guys were on kind of a hot streak, so it's going to be pretty tough to tell what type of team we got today, but we just got to jump on them early and keep going throughout the rest of the game.
All right, Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Anthony.
Thank you, Dylan. Yes, Loyola in action last night, a 4-3 win over Glenbrook South. Snapped a 3-game losing streak, which extended back into 2023. Ended on December 17th. For the St. Viator Lions, this is their first action since December 17th. They had a win against New Trier. Their head coach is Jason Hogan, who Dylan will be speaking with before the third period. But as we're just about ready for puck drop, less than a minute to go, Dylan, this Loyola team, almost a month off, little less than a month off, and then they play a back-to-back. What do you think they got to do to keep their legs fresh tonight?
Yeah, Anthony, that's what's wild about the high school hockey season, along with any other winter sport in the high school world, is you do have that time off for the holidays. Players and their families and coaches alike like to travel and, you know, obviously take some time with the families for the holidays, but and you got to come back and you got to be right dialed in just like you were in the months leading up to this. And like I was mentioning, Loyola is on the end of a back-to-back. St. Viator, this is their first game since that long winter break. So, you know, a lot of coaches value both those things. The rest over rust, I should say. You know, coming off a win last night especially brings you some momentum into this game. But also if you're playing for the first time in 3 weeks, you know you have some fresh legs out there. But it is easy to get winded if you don't prepare your body right.
Absolutely. Loyola won last night, like we mentioned. Their goaltender in that game was Benjamin Trishandra. Got his 3rd win of the season, improving his record to 3-3-2 on the season. He gets the rest tonight. Instead, it'll be Joseph Kraft in net for Loyola, 3-4 on the season with a 2.50 goals against average. It's kind of nice to have a team that has 2 goalies that they trust. Tonight, it's Kraft in the net.
That's always the dream of a head coach, isn't it? To have sort of a 1A, 1B situation between the pipes. As you mentioned, this Loyola Maroon team, lots of history. They've existed for a long time, long before this varsity 2 wave, so to speak, in Illinois, where all of these schools are adding second varsity programs. St. Viator, currently in their 3rd year, sporting a varsity 2 team. And this AHL, this new edition of the SHL for the varsity 2 branch, I think was a great idea to have it all kind of be one continuous league program. And of course, it gets us out here to do the games on the SHL network.
Absolutely. You mentioned the St. Viator Lions. In net for them is Calder Turpin. He's been their main go-to guy for these AHL games. This will be his 15th start on the season. He's 5-8-1, but that record is not indicated of just how good he's been in net. A 2.8 goals against average, and he's in net to start this one. A fresh 17 minutes on the scoreboard, and we're just about ready for puck drop at American Heartland Ice Arena. And AHL hockey on the SHL network is underway. Griffin Ellis takes control of the puck on the near side as St. Viator tries to get control. And it's swung around the far side. Pakala takes control and tries to thread the needle to Dickman, but instead it's a giveaway. And Loyola trying to put some pressure on the forecheck. Comes away with one and centers, but just misses the stick of Gavin Hartnett. He sends it back behind the net. With Vergamini waiting on top instead, St. Viator tries to start a rush of their own.
It's exactly what we heard from the head coach Aiden Finnegan there. Good offensive zone pressure was how they won that game against GBS last night. Right away, they kept it in the zone there early.
That was Nicholas Kanik laying the lumber on the far side. And a nice save. The first test for Calder Turpin. He passes with a glove effort.
Yeah, it's always good to get that first save under your belt, especially when you see not just a new team that you haven't played in the last couple of weeks, but you haven't played any games in the last couple of weeks. Always good to get that first stop under your belt.
Silva wins the draw, and here comes the Lions on their first offensive rush of the game. Fires one toward the net, but it never got through. Coming back the other way, Loyola. Blaze Jowski rides that one under the near side, takes a big hit from Hardy, but he leaves the puck, and it's out in front, a scramble for it. And back into the neutral zone come the Lions. Dump and chase after that one. Jakubiak tries to center that one to Prizwara. Instead, it misses his stick, and Viator will have to recover right around center right. Prizwara delivers it on the tape. That's Hong who just misses the pads. Just over 2 minutes gone by. Lee trying to get it to Waltuck. Waltuck giving chase. Shunyang tries to corral it for Loyola. And it's played off the far side boards. Viator recovers again. And Waltuck tries to get it into the offensive zone. And just misses the centering pass to his stick. And Loyola starts off a 3-on-2. McShane with the puck. He shoots. It's blocked out in front by Lee. McShane scored 2 goals yesterday. He's trying to add to his team lead of 7. Scarcella, him and Waltuck, driving toward the net, but instead a dump and a chase for the puck as Ellis recovers it with Pakala in the D zone. Looked like Viator had a chance at an odd man rush, but instead decided to get some fresh legs out there.
Yeah, sometimes as a fan you wonder why you don't just rush in and try and get a shot away, but for these guys, you do get tired out there after a long shift. Sometimes it's the much better play.
You saw on the SHL network that overtime thriller won by Ignatius yesterday. There were a lot of tired legs on the ice, especially in that overtime period.
Yeah, and that 3-on-3, there's a lot of open ice. You're skating a lot of the ice, a lot of different zones there.
McShane goes coast to coast and gets past everybody, but can't get a shot off. Southwell corrals the puck. It's Vergamini getting it back. Here comes Sperling. And Southwell lost it. Here's Jakubiak. And he loses control before Kanik delivers another big hit. Touched ahead by Conrad, and they'll get another change for the Lions as Loyola tries to start it coming back the other end.
That's a bad hit into the corner. That's a penalty all day. I know that's sort of in your blind spot, Anthony. I'm trying to get a jersey number.
Still shaken up, getting tended to. The penalty is going to be on Nicholas Kanik. Here's another look at the hit.
It's Jack Vergamini, the victim. Good news for Loyola. He gets up to his feet without any help and skates to the bench under his own power. But you said it, Anthony. That's a penalty, and that's going to send Loyola to the power play.
Nicholas Kanik in the box for 2 minutes, and here's Loyola on their first power play and first special teams effort of the day. Looks like Blesser, Blaze Jowski Thomas. And Jones out there to start. And that one's recovered by the goaltender, Kraft. As Loyola tries to set up their first rush of this power play, here's Jones. Thomas fires a shot off the pads.
That's a good wrist shot there by Thomas. Look for him to get the puck more on this power play.
Blazejowski sets it up to Blesser. Back to Blazejowski on the near side. Centers it to Thomas, and Blesser fires one of the net into the glove of Turpin.
Really nice start to this Loyola Maroon power play, just 35 seconds in. Already with 3 shots on goal, 2 of them quality chances, I would say. And the power play units will switch up here just 35 seconds into the penalty. Don't see that often.
No, you do not. Trying to get some fresh legs, that seems to be a priority early on. Out in front, Blazejowski couldn't quite get it on net. Still fighting for it on the near side. Over to Thomas. Thomas fires one of the net. That one missed everything. Down low, Pukala takes control and clears for the Lions.
For the record, I meant fresh legs on the penalty kill. Loyola sticks with the same group here.
That was Dickman giving chase for the Lions. As Loyola's top unit is still out there, like you mentioned, Dylan. Here comes Blesser to the net. Can't get anything past 2 Lion bodies. Blazejowski still giving fight to try to keep the puck in the offensive zone. Hartnett on the far side. That shot gets into the glove of Turpin, and Jones takes a few checks across as he tried to fight that puck out of Turpin's glove and ended up taking a few hits to the chest.
Yeah, I don't think Jones does anything wrong there. It's just sort of trying to screen the goalie. And I think the players might have believed he was too far in the blue paint. And actually, there goes Jones to the penalty box.
Yeah, 2 minutes for roughing was the call from the official.
Wow. I didn't think he started that, but I mean, I'm surprised you don't get at least coincidental penalties on here, but that's going to send us to 4-on-4.
I agree. We've got 4-on-4 hockey for 34 seconds. And then St. Viator will have a penalty for about a minute and a half. Or a power play, I should say, for about a minute and a half. Vergamini, good to see him back on the ice after taking that huge hit moments ago. There's Loyola starting the rush. Shunyung giving chase on the far side. And St. Viator just trying to stall until their power play begins in about 3 seconds. And it's Shunyung with it for Loyola as St. Viator is back to full strength. Lee takes control and loses the puck slightly. Here's Kanik fresh out of the box. Gets it ahead and takes it over into the offensive zone himself. Prizwara. Here's Hong firing one to the net into the bread basket of the netminder. Kanik took a spill in front of the cage and took some licks himself.
Definitely an innocent looking shot there, but definitely good to get another puck on net. Here, 6.5 minutes into the game, that St. Viator, just their second shot on goal of this game. You know that the bench wearing blue sweaters is going to want more against this goaltender because eventually one of them's going to go in.
1 minute to go on the power play. Like you said, Joseph Kraft has not quite been tested too much. Made a few elementary saves so far as Conrad wins the faceoff, and it's Barbie firing one toward the net, and the rebound got lost out in front momentarily, but Bartlad cleared it all the way down. Here's Barbie. Over to Hong. And Conrad circling. A weird carom off the boards. Prizwara couldn't handle it. Turpin has to settle the puck down again. Barbie. Loyola doing a really good job on the forecheck here as they continue to kill this penalty that has only 20 seconds remaining. Has not felt much like a power play for the Lions. We'll see if they can create one more rush.
I was about to say, which team's on the power play again?
Here's Prizwara. That one blocked out in front by Bartolad. Prizwara, 6 seconds to go on the power play. Circling on the far side. Prizwara again as Jones is back on the ice, and both teams are at even strength.
One thing that's sort of interesting about this rink, Anthony, and I know you were doing sideline over at Fifth Third, so it's the same over there. Saw Jones make the sprint back to the bench after coming out of the penalty box. In basically every high school hockey rink except for the two I just mentioned, the penalty boxes are on the same sides as the bench, so this NHL-style rink of the penalty boxes over on the other side. Definitely come into your strategy when guys come out of the penalty box and you decide to either keep them on the ice or make the change on the bench.
Absolutely, and sometimes you have to wonder, if that's a defenseman or if it's a forward, how you want to shift gears when you have a unit that may not be super comfortable playing together.
Right, because especially when you're shorthanded, if a defenseman gets a penalty, usually you're going to have 2 of your 4 guys on the penalty kill be defensemen, so a lot of times that D-man's not going to join the play.
Here's Jakubiak taking it away and driving it, looking for Bayer, but Loyola takes back control. Here's Hartnett. He's got Blesser to the inside. Hardy takes control. And Ellis tried to clear that one, and it got stuck in the cage.
And another interesting thing about this rink, if you've played here or been here behind the benches, you know what I'm talking about. There's nothing that separates the 2 benches other than the floor. You can just easily walk from one bench to the other as a part of that penalty box. And Loyola St. Viator, that's going to be a rivalry here in the AHL with just the 6 teams, so something to keep your eye on for sure.
McShane tried to get that one to net, and a sprawling effort by Turpin keeps this game knotted at 0. Vergamini on the far side to Jones, and Jones lifts that one up and out of play.
Good fast game so far. Really entertaining stuff for a 0-0 game. Obviously, we're still very early. The shots on goal favor the White Sweaters 7-3. Here with 8:11 to go in the first period. Looking forward to the game opening goal because I have a feeling it's going to happen here before this first period is finished with.
That's Dylan Ward wandering around the arena tonight, doing an interesting variation of the color commentary, getting us the sights and sounds from down near ice level. Jones giving chase, and he'll recover it. No icing on the play. Schleep trying to keep it in for the Lions, and he does. Momentarily, as Loyola takes over and takes it over center ice. Into the offensive zone, Blazejowski just fanned on the puck. Vergamini still out there for Loyola. Kind of a long shift for the 2 D-men of the Ramblers. Jones is the other one who slaps one towards the net, and it is deflected out of play with the pad from Calder Turpin.
Yeah, that was a blast from the point there that knocked the puck all the way out of this rink as it hit the protective netting here behind the St. Viator net and out into the sort of concourse area here where I'm standing.
Yeah, we've got a fresh puck now on the ice. The official just came and grabbed it right in front of us. On the draw for Loyola, Benjamin Silva, and it's Viator trying to generate something offensive. Instead, Bartolad dumping it in for Loyola to chase after. It's a delayed offside, so they'll have to tag up, and St. Viator can control comfortably. Prizwara making his move, going coast to coast. Got around 3 bodies before finally dumping it off. Lee trying to control it and corrals it for the Lions. Prizwara down below the net, trying to get it ahead to Jakubiak, but he's unable to, and Loyola takes over around center ice. Here comes Aiden Speck. And he takes a huge hit into the boards. And Viator regains possession momentarily. Here's Reynolds. Backhanded pass barely got through, and the shot toward the net went wide. Speck tried to get another shot on, and instead Viator clears. They'll take the first icing of the game with 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in period number 1.
That was a good passing play by Loyola. Sort of felt like they were on the power play again. And then right at the side of the net, it was just not a great angle to take the shot, and it was not going to get by Turpin.
There on your screen, you see some of our tremendous sponsors that make what we do at the SHL Network possible, and now what we're able to do for the AHL possible. So thank you to all of those schools, companies, and brands that just flashed across your screen who make what we do possible. DePinto recovers it and almost delivers a nice deke and instead gets it taken away. Ellis couldn't control the puck, and instead it goes down thanks to Andrew Southwell dumping it in. He delivers and takes a big blow, and that centering pass almost found the stick of Spaulding that could have made this a 1-0 game in favor of the White Sweaters. Bayer trying to creep that puck out, and Viator toughly fighting for it as well. It finally comes loose as Scarcella gets it ahead to center ice for Waltuck, but it just missed his tape, and the blade of his stick goes without the biscuit. Here's Schleep taking it ahead with some speed, gets through all of Loyola's defense. Donato able to get it around the far side. Here comes Berghoff. Back to Winslow. Winslow gets tripped up. Jakubiak could not recover the loose puck. Blesser driving toward the net. Can't get the backhand shot off. Instead wraps it around the net altogether. Winslow able to keep it in. Hartwell giving chase along with Hardy, but it's Thomas who ultimately gives the puck away. Viator flips one up and out of the zone, and I think we're going to get a hand pass called on Donato.
Yeah, Anthony, I believe you're right. And speaking of the officials, by the way, we just saw Loyola Gold against St. Viator in the varsity SHL division. And I don't know these refs' names, but I do know their faces when you go to as many games as I do. And it looks like we have the same 4 officials out there that we had for that game, but the referees and linesmen switched uniforms.
Ah, good catch there, Dylan, as Blazejowski fires one to the net that misses everybody. He gets another chance. That one doesn't get through. A nice block out in front by the St. Viator D-men. Blazejowski tried a centering pass, but nobody was home. Here's Bayer taking it back the other way for Viator. Both teams have a Bayer. I wonder if there's any relation.
Yeah, I know there's a Vergamini on Glenbrook South as well as Loyola. Again, wonder if there's any relation there. I mean, it's got to be, can't be brothers, right? It's got to be at least cousins.
Yeah,
if they
you'd
go to
imagine
different
they'd
schools.
go to the same school. There are 2 brothers on the Lions, Nazar and Nikita Jakubiak. You've heard both of their names early and often today.
The rare skater wearing the number 1 instead of a goaltender.
Yeah. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in the first period. Still nothing on the scoreboard. Shots favor Loyola 9-3. Viator finally gets a face-off in their own zone, but Loyola quickly takes possession right back. Shunyang tried to get it all the way through to McShane, but then his skates were a little bit too far past the blue line. It'll be an offside on the Ramblers.
Yeah, and you just mentioned we are still scoreless towards the end of this first period. I am expecting a low-scoring game today as Loyola and St. Viator here in the 6-team AHL are the bottom 2 teams in goals per game.
Dickman takes control on the near side, starting a rush for Viator. It's Dickman and DePinto chasing after it, but Jones, the tall defenseman for Loyola, recovers the puck. Shunyang slips and loses possession and flips that one up into the metal rafters up here at American Heartland Ice Arena.
I would have to say, Anthony, I wouldn't guess that Loyola played last night, and I wouldn't guess that St. Viator's had 3 weeks off. Both these teams are just flying out there, especially here in this AHL. The speed is really something that I've been noticing is, meanwhile, I see a penalty's been put on the board.
Yes, I think Giovanni DePinto got a penalty for delay of game, flipping that one up out of play.
I'll try and get the official word on that penalty, but for now it's another Loyola power play.
And the power play is off to a good start, or I should say the penalty kill is off to a good start for St. Viator as they were able to clear that one. But a whistle, I'm not entirely sure why. It looks like we'll redo the faceoff at center ice.
Looks like the official call is a hook against Giovanni DePinto. Again, I did not catch that penalty. I did see him clear it out of play, so I thought that might have been it, Anthony. But either way, Loyola power play nonetheless.
Jones and Blazejowski out there with Blesser, Thomas, and Hartnett to start for Loyola. A little bit of a different unit than we saw start their last power play. We'll see if this could lead to a different result for the Ramblers, as that shot never found the net. Here's Thomas. Jones fires that one into the chest of Turpin.
Really nice release there on the wrist shot. But you gotta put that puck in the corner of the net. That one went right into the SV on the goaltender's chest. One of my favorite places to shoot when I go out with my friends and play street hockey is right next to the goaltender's ear. It just feels like there's no possible way for the goaltender to make that save unless he has a lot of time to react. So when you get that puck and you're shooting a one-timer or just trying to beat the goalie with a good wrist shot, if you have one, I'd love to see more players go right next to the goaltender's ear.
Another one right into Turpin's glove. I'm not sure if they'll count that a shot. I believe they did, as Viator clears.
Loyola's the home team. You always got to assume that they could go with the benefit of the doubt when it comes to was it a shot or not.
Vergamini was looking for Shunyang, but he did not get his head around in time. Instead, it's an icing, and St. Viator's gets a face-off in their offensive zone as they try to kill this penalty. 56 seconds remaining on the 2-minute minor on Giovanni DePinto. Loyola has been dominant in the face-off circle today, and they're able to control this again. Here's Silva dumping it in. Shunyang giving chase. And McShane is out there with this unit now. Donato unable to keep it in the offensive zone. Scarcelli chasing after it for Viator. And Vergamini finally recovering it for Loyola. But an errant pass gives Viator a chance to waste more time on this penalty kill. Donato got it ahead to Vergamini. Shunyang dumps that one in. Loyola will look for a quick change and keep some of their bodies on the ice as Viator able to clear again as the penalty expires. They got the clear attempt off before the penalty expired, so no icing on that play. We are back to even strength.
Sorry, Anthony, didn't mean to interrupt you there, but that was a big hit behind the St. Viator net. Southwell against Isaiah Barbie. Nice clean shoulder check. Legal in all ways.
Lee tries to get that one ahead to Conrad, and instead it's Shunyang recovering the puck. And it's Prizwara. He leads things for this St. Viator Lions team, leads them in goals, assists, and points on the season, with 8 and 5 to add up to a 13. The next closest player on this AHL roster is Jiang Hong with 8 points. Under a minute to go in period number 1, 35 seconds left on the board. And we're still scoreless at the American Heartland Ice Arena. Big hit delivered there by Jakubiak. And Viator loses control there. And it's Jones coming across. Blesser loses that one. Off the net again. Blesser and Southwell looking a little bit frustrated that they weren't able to get a shot off there.
Yeah, and something kind of funny down here in this corner, Anthony. I'm not sure if you can see it, but one pane of glass is a lot taller than the rest right here by the Zamboni door in this corner. And that puck just missed that pane of glass and hit the protective netting just above the shorter pane. It's just kind of funny to think that would have been stayed in the stayed in play if that hit the taller glass.
A little bit of a scramble in front after Reynolds' shot. He fires another one, and that one is blocked by Bayer out in front and goes up and out of play.
Definitely one of the older rinks here in the SHL and AHL. A lot of charm here at American Heartland Ice Arena, Loyola's longtime home playing surface here in Lincolnwood.
You got a nice view of that save from Turpin. He's made all 12 that he's had to in today's game. That one is centered as the buzzer rings to indicate the end of period number 1. Still scoreless between the Loyola Ramblers and the St. Viator Lions. Dylan, what were your thoughts after that entertaining but scoreless first period of play?
Yeah, Anthony, I would have to agree with you that that was an entertaining period. Loyola outshoots St. Viator 12-3 here in the first 17 minutes, but I don't think that tells the full story of who's been dominating this game. I would say the zone time has almost been 50-50. It's just that Loyola is finding pucks on net, but the goaltender Turpin is making all the saves. And if you're St. Viator, keep doing what you're doing. Just don't be afraid to take the shot a little bit more often.
Yeah, Loyola's defense has been really good, even though they are missing Dylan Leibel, who committed 4 penalties in yesterday's win over Glenbrook South, so he is suspended for today's contest. So they're short a defenseman, but have still played excellent defense through 17 minutes.
Yeah, and as we get set for period number 2, 17 minutes on the clock as per usual in varsity SHL. The rule book identical for SHL varsity and AHL. The teams will switch sides, of course, for the second period of the long change where your bench is on your attacking half of the rink. Makes it a little bit harder to go return to the bench to make a line change if you're being trapped in your own zone and you desperately need a defensive change. But I will say, with the benches the way they are here at Heartland Ice Arena and no penalty boxes in between, they're not as far from the neutral zone and the center of the ice. So that makes it a little bit easier for these players when it comes to the period of the long change.
Absolutely. The long change is a little less long than usual, as St. Viator a little bit tardy to the face-off circle here. And period number 2 is off and running. Joseph Kraft now in goal on the right side of your screen. It'll be Turpin on the left for Viator. Haven't had to call Kraft's name all too much, but I'm sure that'll change soon. Here's Spack out there with Shunyung. Spack drops one. Shunyung tries to get it through, and instead it's recovered by Viator. Dickman taking it on the far side, dumping it for Kanik to chase. Kanik tries to put a big hit on, but instead misses the puck and the body. Couple of bodies take some spills near the St. Viator bench, and Loyola recovers with Donato having possession. Shunyung, we've called his name pretty often for Loyola as Kanik takes control. Viator gets it over into the offensive zone behind the net now. A centering pass, couldn't find anybody. That one found the pad. And a backhanded attempt from Prizwara goes wide.
This is exactly what I'm talking about as the second period gets underway. St. Viator in the attacking zone, good possession. They're just missing the net with these shots. You gotta find the target if you're gonna get one by Kraft. They do get one shot on goal there, which is a good start, but there were 3 or 4 misses in that offensive zone shift.
As the viewers at home can see, our sponsors run across the screen again. A big thank you to all of them. As an icing will leave this to be another draw in the St. Viator offensive zone. It got tangled up in Conrad's uniform. Jakubiak giving chase. He's out there with Prizwara. It's the top unit for the Lions as they try to get the first goal of today's game. Pakala out there as well. Vergamini trying to gain control, finally does, and he gets it on the tape. McShane driving toward the net, can't get a shot off, well defended there.
McShane has shown today he has the speed. I would have liked to see him take that shot instead of get the pass over.
Blessard centers one, and they're hacking at it out in front. A few pushes and shoves as the puck comes loose. Vergamini fires that one, doesn't get through. Here's Prisvara. Some nifty moves heading toward the net. A backhander right into the glove of Kraft.
Good play there by Prisvara to get the shot away. Like I said, just get anything you can on net. 9 times out of 10, that backhander is going to be easily swallowed up by the goaltender. But it's a lot better than trying to force something and missing the net or forcing a turnover.
Southwell had a good look on the other end for Loyola. That was Prisvara's backhander into Kraft's chest. The puck probably hit right in between that LA.
Right in the triangle of the A.
Yeah.
Do love this Loyola Academy logo, the LA. It's iconic. Reminds me of the Los Angeles Dodgers logo.
It sure does.
As a matter of fact, I think even with the lines at the bottom of the 2 A's and the top of the L, I think that's exactly what the Los Angeles Dodgers logo looks like now that I'm really thinking about it, maybe just a little thinner.
Yeah, I'm with you there. After the offside, it's a face-off win for St. Viator. DePinto was able to secure possession. Here's Scarcella taking it across center ice. A couple of bodies hit the fore. I believe that was Waltuck. And he delivers another big blow. The captain for this St. Viator Lions team trying to put some intensity that hopefully leads to some offense for the Lions.
Yeah, that's 3 hits this shift now for Waltuck.
And another whistle for a puck up and out of play. 13:51 to go in period number 2. Both teams gaining and then losing momentum. We've seen it, I would say the majority of the first period leaned pretty heavily toward Loyola, but so far in the second period and late in that first period, St. Viator's offense is really starting to come alive. We talked before the game to a few of their players, and they mentioned how important it is to keep pressure on the offensive end. Now they're finally starting to do it. They haven't played since December 17th. Maybe it took them a period to fully get their legs underneath them.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As Schleep leaves that one for Jakubiak and centers one just to the backhand of Hardy. If it was to his forehand, he might have been able to deliver a one-timer. That one gets through everybody, chased after by Isaiah Barbie. He recovers the puck in the Viator offensive end.
Anthony, going back to what you were saying about how maybe they just needed one period to get their legs under them. I was covering the SHL versus CCHL All-Star game, and it was kind of the same situation. The first period was really sloppy by those guys who don't usually play together. And once the game got into the second and more so the third period, they were playing more like an organized hockey team down there at Allstate Arena. And when you take 3 weeks off of something that you're doing multiple times a week, practicing and having games as well, it's going to take you a while to get back used to it, but it really won't be long now before St. Viator is playing at their best level.
Kraft freezes that one, and we'll have a draw on the near side right circle. That puck was loose out in front, and we've got some wrestling between Jones from Loyola and Nicholas Kanik already in the box for roughing earlier. Him and Jones got all tangled up there.
You saw the cage get undone a little bit there of Jones, and there was a referee who had a front row view of that entire sequence, but it doesn't look like either team will get a penalty, and both guys in question will remain on the ice for the next shift.
They're right next to each other again. We'll see if there's any more pushing or shoving as Vergamini takes control. Conrad and Pakala fighting for that one. Now Dickman trying to gain possession for the Lions. Instead, the Ramblers just trying to get it out of their zone as Jones gets his shoulder some good use there right into the chest of Dickman. Vergamini rings it around the far side boards but can't clear. Back behind Blesser. Andrew Blesser Jr. trying to fight for that puck. One of the top point scorers for this Loyola team, as Jones, another big hit on Kanik.
I think Kanik was attempting a Michigan there. Jimmy, I don't know if you have a replay queued up of the goal cam right behind that, but that'd be interesting to see again for sure.
Blesser looking for McShane, streaking toward the net. That centering pass missed every stick. A nice move by Blesser, and the puck is loose. Jakubiak, DePinto. But it's Southwell and McShane taking control. Still behind the net. Blesser, fans on that attempt. Kept in. Bartolad. Reynolds. Taken away, might have a breakaway, and it gets right past the stick of Jakubiak. Would have been a nice attempt on a 2-on-0.
Yeah, Jakubiak, that he does have a little bit of a miscue on that pass, but also a good defensive play by McShane. Maybe didn't cause the non-connection there, but he was definitely in a good position to pressure.
Blazejowski to the net. And a nice save by Turpin.
And, you know, the face-off might be coming up in St. Viator zone, but for how much time this second period the puck has been inside of Loyola's defensive zone, I am shocked that St. Viator only has 2 shots in this period. Same sort of situation that they were in 6.5 minutes into the first period. They're getting their looks. They have the puck on their stick. They just need to figure out some better opportunities if they're going to get a goal on the board today.
Yeah, time of possession has not been lopsided, but the St. Viator players just have been missing the net. They haven't been able to get their shots on target or through Loyola's defensemen, who are a lot larger in stature than some on the Lions. Here's Waltuck trying to drive toward the net. He gets tripped up. Blazejowski tries to clear it and instead gives a nice pass to Hartnett, who circles back around and gets all the way through to Blazejowski. Chasing after it is Thomas, but it's St. Viator and Hong taking it across the other way. That backhander goes all the way up above the net and into that netting that will cause another faceoff.
And it bounced on top of the goal afterwards, as we are nearing the halfway mark of regulation time here in this one. Still waiting for our first goal. Anthony, I made a prediction earlier in the broadcast that we were in for a low-scoring game, but, I mean, we might see a 1-0 final score at this rate.
Yeah, we'll see how it ends up shaking out, but not a ton of offensive chances. It's been a very physical game on the defensive end for both teams.
First goal so important in a game like this.
Especially the later and later you get into this one. That first goal is going to mean everything for whoever is able to net it.
Yeah.
9.5 to play.
If you're the team that allows the first goal in this game, it's just such a frustrating feeling knowing that you've played this tied game for all this time, a whole period and some change, when you allow the first goal and it's been a 0-0 game. It's just, you got to really find the motivation to not give up and keep searching for your first goal to get it tied.
Without a doubt, Sperling gets it up ahead, and Shunyang is able to take control. And we're going to get an offside. I believe it was Aiden Speck, who crossed the blue line just a tad too soon.
I mean, it's something that I keep repeating, I feel like, Anthony, but just looking at those shots on goal, that does not tell the story of this game. I'm almost suspicious that maybe they've missed one or two on the St. Viator end. I find it hard to believe that the game that I've been watching with my 2 eyes, St. Viator's only had 5 shots on goal.
We've got a 2-on-1 here. Donato is the defender. Bayer just misses his stick, and he's unable to get a shot off. Now here comes Loyola with an odd man rush themselves. Blesser, that pass just out of the reach of his stick, and 2 odd man rushes in a row result in no shots on goal.
For St. Viator, only 5 shots on goal in this game. That has to be on target on that 3-on-1 rush.
Bodies get tangled up in front of the net. Southwell, 91 in white, has found himself on the ice twice already in this shift. Jakubiak takes control and tries to drive an offensive rush, but is unable to do so. Donato sends it back the other way for Loyola. Takes it over the blue line himself and fires one of the net into the glove of Turpin. A strong glove save by the goaltender in blue.
Yeah, and Turpin, you know, we talked about how in the first period we haven't said Kraft's name a lot. We said Turpin's name a lot in the first period. Not too many times so far in the second period, but he's had a really good effort between the pipes for the St. Viator Lions, pitching a shutout, 15 saves on 15 shots.
We're about halfway through regulation time in this game, and both Dylan and I have stressed regulation because the way it's going right now, we might be ticketed for our second straight overtime game on the SHL network.
How fun would that be?
Here comes Ellis, the defenseman, trying to start the rush for St. Viator. Like we said, only 5 shots on goal today. Despite having possession in the offensive zone for quite a lot of time, just haven't been able to get the pucks to the nets like they've been trying to. Canna can't get that one through. And here's Thomas. He's got McShane with him. Dumps it in and beats everybody to the puck. And Loyola can get set down low. Blazejowski. A nice save by Turpin. That one deflects just in front of the net, and McShane fires one that Turpin is able to cover up.
Yeah, you know, Anthony, sometimes when a team does not have a lot of shots on goal, me and my buddies will call it a leaner game for the other goaltender, meaning you're just leaning on the crossbar for most of the time since you're not seeing that many shots. But for Kraft, even though he's only been tested 5 times, it has not been a leaner for him because he's had to be engaged and focused when the puck is in his zone.
Yeah, not a whole lot of break time, just hasn't been challenged all too many times. As the puck stays in Loyola's offensive zone here, losing his stick is Schleep. And Hartnett just missed a chance out in front in the slot. Przywara loses the puck, and able to keep it in was Jakubiak. Schleep. Przywara rings that one around the boards, and it's recovered by Declan Jones on the far side. He gets a cross-ice pass to Hartnett. Hartnett and Speck out there with Shunyung. Tried to get it out in front to Jones instead. It's Jakubiak, but he loses control. Schleep takes over. Into the offensive end for the Lions and takes a hit from Bartlett on the far side. Hartnett can't get past Hong and takes a spill to the ice. 6 minutes and 16 seconds to go as that pass misses Marty Schleep and will be an icing.
Puck, 20 seconds before that whistle, took a funny hop off the Zamboni doors. Something that you can relate hockey and baseball together with, which you can't relate them by many things, is that there are walls that keep the ball or puck in bounds. And at different rinks and different ballparks, you have different types of walls, different oddities, where the Zamboni door is in hockey, for example, where dugouts are in baseball. To relate those two things, it's a very random. The puck can easily take funny bounces all the time and wind up in your own net.
Yeah, there's more geometry involved than I think the average viewer thinks. And a lot of these different odd-producing caroms can affect that for sure. 2-on-1 attempt for Loyola. Blesser gets it through to Southwell, but he misses the net. Still fighting for it out in front. Southwell takes a spill over Turpin, and some pushing and shoving ensues.
Wow, I thought for sure that we were all set for our first goal of the game. Wide open net there, and they were not able to hit the target. Loyola was, and we get down to 5.5 to go here in the middle frame, and we're still waiting for our first goal. Zamboni is getting ready to come out onto the ice over here, and we don't have a number on the scoreboard yet.
No number on the scoreboard, but you can definitely see, looking at the ice, that snow is starting to pile up. We'll get a fresh cut and a fresh sheet for the third period. Perhaps that could produce a little bit more offenses. It's been a stalemate thus far.
Yeah, especially by the benches, Anthony, as I'm down here at ice level in the corner. Just really starting to pile up there by the benches, almost as enough snow to make a snowman.
Donato misses the net wide. He'll try it again, this time on net and on target. A rebound attempt goes back into Turpin's control.
Another great save by Turpin as they look to beat him 5-hole with the backhand try there, and he shut the door. He's been perfect so far between the St. Viator pipes with 18 stops on the 18 shots he's seen.
5 minutes and 12 seconds in the second period remain on the clock on this AHL Game of the Week on the SHL Network and YouTube Live. I'm Anthony Pasquale. Dylan Ward is down at ice level. You just heard from Dylan a second ago, and you'll hear from him before the third period as that puck is scrambled out in front. A goal! Loyola breaks the tie. Nicholas Thomas tingles the twine.
He sure does, Anthony, and I was about to say, boy, is that going to be another wide open net chance that's missed? No, sir. That was batted home. And finally, a goal on the scoreboard. The home team here at Heartland Ice Arena leads 1-0.
His first AHL goal of the season.
How about that?
Breaks a 0-0 tie.
Caught on camera as well.
29 minutes into this one. And Viator almost knotted it up as Jakubiak fired that one to the net. Here's Pakala. That one ricocheted off a couple of bodies, and it's off to center ice. Shunyung with a 2-on-1. Over to Shunyung. He shoots. A nice save by Turpin. Deflects that one up and out of play. He's been tested a lot over the last couple of minutes.
Really fantastic stop there by Turpin. After, in a game like this, 0-0 for a long time, when you're a goalie and you allow the first goal of the game, you can't let it get to your head. You got to regain your focus on the very next shift, and Turpin did a great job of doing that, making that stop, and now he'll watch a face-off at the dot to his right.
Loyola trying to keep it in. Instead, it's Kanik driving it on the other end. Hong ahead to Kanik, looking for Schleep on the right wing. Schleep into the slot, drives it behind the net, tries a wraparound attempt and stays with the puck on his stick. Lifts one ahead to Hong. Hong fires one, just misses wide. Puck is still loose out in front. Lee corrals it at the blue line and keeps it in. Now Loyola tries to clear as Kanik gets it back into the offensive zone with the delayed offside.
Another good look for St. Viator in the offensive zone. Wasted without a shot on goal and no save required for Kraft in net for Loyola. If you're going to tie this game, I would say that there should be a goal here to get 2 or 3 more shots on goal before this period expires. Just to, I don't know, no matter what they are. I mean, don't try and make the best play all the time. At this point in the game, just find some shots on goal, get that momentum heading into the third period.
They always say the easiest way to score is to simply get pucks on net, and you mentioned about 10 minutes of game time ago that St. Viator was only at 5 shots. They're still at only 5 shots, and we're less than 4 minutes left in period number 2. That number's way too low.
And you know, I mentioned the composure for Turpin on the other end. How about for Kraft? In games like this, when you're pitching a shutout, but you've only had to make 5 saves, it just is that much more stressful knowing that in spite of you doing everything that you have had to do, you can allow 1 goal in this game, and it will go down as a bad game in terms of your stats and possibly even let the game go as a loss.
Isaiah Barbie behind the net tries the centering pass, but it misses everybody's stick. Jakubiak chases after it and corrals it and flips it across ice to Kolpins. And here comes Jakubiak again. Nice stick by the goaltender, too deflected toward Bartolad's stick. And it's Blesser taking control. Barbie losing it. Hartnett driving toward the net, but it is safely corralled by Turpin once more.
Yeah, good play to put a glove on top of that one by Turpin with a forechecker crashing the net. You definitely don't want to allow another goal. I would say that for St. Viator right now in these last 3 minutes, the bigger focus is to not allow a second goal than it is to necessarily tie it.
2 minutes and 57 seconds remain in this second period. Thomas has 1 goal already, tries a centering pass, but it misses everybody. Blazejowski trying to do some more on the offensive end. Scarcella unable to corral the puck. Ellis gets it ahead to Scarcella. It's him with DePinto. On the near side, St. Viator still trying to crest one toward the net. Loyola playing a little bit of keep away in their defensive zone as Scarcella finally recovers the puck for Viator, but dumps it in instead of firing one toward the net. Pukala and Scarcella defending, a big hit delivered by Scarcella, and a whistle blows. And I think they're going to get Scarcella for a roughing penalty.
They are, as the goaltender Kraft made the sprint to the bench on the delayed call. That is going to be a power play for Loyola. So for St. Viator, who has just been having that trouble, 5-on-5, definitely not ideal here, as we're going to have this power play for the remainder of the period unless Loyola scores on.
Who knows then? Maybe this is one of those times where they can get some offensive momentum shorthanded.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it's not working 5-on-5, and sometimes that's the way to go. I remember my dad watching the Blackhawks as a kid back in the 80s said he would hate when the Hawks got a power play against the Oilers because they were that good shorthanded.
That one just missed the net. On the far side, it was Nicholas Thomas looking for his second goal of the game. And a whistle blows after 19 seconds have gone by on this PP.
Yeah, and Anthony, still just the 2 shots on goal in this period for St. Viator. Loyola out shooting them 7-2 in this period, so not a lot of shots for either team. As looks like they'll actually bring this face-off out to neutral ice, or maybe a bit of a confusion here with who gets the last change. Actually,
all the way in the offensive zone for the Lions. That's as good a break as you can get this early into the power play.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the whistle was for that brought this face-off back here, but any St. Viator fans who have found their way to the SHL network today are taking anything they can get at this point, trying to tie this game before the period's over.
Loyola on top 1-0 with 1 minute and 36 seconds to play in the period. Loyola also currently on the man advantage. Ahead to Blazejowski, setting up an odd man rush if they hurry. On the far side to Thomas. The lefty rings it back around, looking for Hartnett. Instead, down low to Blazejowski. Blazejowski tries a backdoor pass that just misses. Thomas fires one, it's blocked out in front. Sticks are clacking all over. And Pukala getting very physical down low with Jones. And Loyola able to recover after that exciting sequence. It's Hartnett. Fires one off of the skate of Conrad, and it stays into the Viator zone, wasting some time. Out in front, a slapper doesn't get through.
That's exactly what I'm talking about with the boards, Anthony. Whoa! That could be a penalty. There's going to be one called by the referee down on the far side.
Prezwara did a little bit of instigating, ended up with Jones's stick leaving his hands.
Yeah, and that stick was just forked up.
And Jones retaliated by just bear hugging Prezwara. Prezwara is able to draw the penalty, which will result in a power play to start the third period. There's 31 seconds left in the period, 36 remaining on the initial minor for Scarcella.
Exactly what they needed here, Anthony.
4-on-4 for the remainder of the period. Barbie rings that behind the net. Scarcella still in the box, anxiously awaiting his return to the ice. That one's poked ahead. Barbie able to recover. All the way back behind the net. 10 seconds remain in the period. Donato probably just going to stall this period out behind his goaltender. Shoves it up ahead the near boards. Lee takes it away, and the buzzer sounds before he's able to get a shot off. 5 seconds remain on the St. Viator penalty. 1 minute and 29 seconds remain on the Loyola penalty. So after 5 seconds into the third period, St. Viator will be on the man advantage. Dylan?
Yeah, and Anthony, that's going to be a huge momentum swing in this game for St. Viator to begin the third period on the power play, on freshly cut ice as well. And that's going to be major opportunity for them to get some shots on goal, and all it's going to take is one to tie this game for the Lions.
The teams retreat to their locker rooms. The Zamboni comes onto the ice, and we will take a short break on the SHL network. It's the AHL game of the week between Loyola and St. Viator. Ramblers on top 1-0 after 2 periods. Don't go anywhere. Anthony Pasquale and Dylan Ward back for period number 3 at American Heartland Ice Arena. Loyola on top of St. Viator 1-0 after 2 periods of play. Dylan is standing by with the head coach of the Lions, Jason Hogan. Dylan?
Thanks, Anthony. Coach, your goaltender has been the star of the show so far for the St. Viator Lions. 18 stops on 19 shots. What have you been seeing from him in net?
He's been great. He's been great all year long. I think from the positional player standpoint, we need to start doing a better job in our defensive zone. We need to clean that up a little bit. But he's been great. He's been great all year.
You guys have had possession in the attacking zone a lot this game, but only 5 shots on goal. You'll have a power play here to start the third. What's the game plan?
Yeah, I mean, we just need to get pucks to the net. I mean, we're just simply not getting enough pucks to the net. And we're a team that thrives on rebounds and greasy goals. So we have to start getting better opportunities here through our shots.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third. Anthony, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Luckily for St. Viator, they don't have a huge mountain to climb. They're only down 1 goal. But you heard Coach Jason Hogan say bread and butter of this team is shots on goal and rebounds. We'll see if they're able to generate a little bit more of that offense here in the third period. It's been tough sledding for them offensively so far. I think this third period, especially starting with a power play after about 5 seconds, could be the difference to get some momentum back on the Lions side. We talked pregame about how important pressure on the offensive end was for them. They are now back on the power play, 1 minute and 20 seconds worth.
And a lot of coaches love coming out and having fresh ice in the third period to begin a power play. Just makes those passes a little bit faster, a little bit crisper.
Pressure was the key. We'll see if they're able to generate any. So far on this power play, they haven't even crossed neutral ice. Here's Prezarwa taking it himself. Kanik recovers the puck at the right face-off dot, and that shot didn't get through. Joseph Kraft, pitching a shutout thus far, has only had to make 5 saves, but he has made all 5. Isaiah Barbie takes control, trying to set some pace with 33 seconds to go on the man advantage. That pass misses everybody. Goes all the way through Donato. He'll clear it down. Turpin leaves it for Hong. Prezwara still out there with 16 seconds left on the man advantage. Have yet to generate a shot. And it's Southwell firing one toward the net. Recovered by McShane. His slapper goes wide. Waltuck takes it into the neutral zone. And both teams are back to even strength. A good penalty kill by Loyola.
Yeah, good penalty kill. Not a great power play by St. Viator. Definitely not what they want coming into this third period based on the game they've had. We
thought it could be all the momentum in the world for the Lions, but it turned out probably to lean the other way. Loyola with a nice penalty kill, and now Vergamini rings it around the boards all the way down to the other end. That will be an icing.
No shots on goal on the power play either. I mean, 2 minutes are already gone in this third period, and the longer it takes for them to get a shot on target, this could be a 1-0 game very easily, as Kraft has just really not been tested at all this game.
Ellis fires one toward the net. Kraft saves it with the glove. That rebound attempt finds the back of the net. St. Viator ties it up on the rebound.
Scarcella with the goal, and that is exactly what every single hockey analyst means when they say get pucks on net. The first shot on goal of the third period for St. Viator, and the first in maybe 15 minutes of game time was stopped by the pad, and the rebound was an easy one for Scarcella. 1-1 here in Lincolnwood.
Gianluca Scarcella makes it 1-1, and we are starting over at American Heartland Ice Arena. It wasn't on the power play, but it was early into the period, which is exactly what St. Viator needed. Bartolad giving chase, but it won't matter. That'll be an icing. And it comes back into the Loyola offensive zone now.
Yeah, and St. Viator now out shooting the Ramblers 2-0 in this third period. You could definitely see a little bit of a momentum switcher after that St. Viator goal. It's definitely on their side as of now.
Nice save by Turpin. Here's Bayer pushing it up the far side. Schleep chasing after it. And we'll have another icing, our third of the period already. .26 left in regulation. 1-1 is our score. It's the AHL Game of the Week on the SHL Network. Loyola Maroon against St. Viator Varsity 2.
Couldn't get a color for St. Viator Varsity 2, huh?
I guess not. Hartnett just misses the glove. Thomas giving chase. Able finally to corral it is Hartnett, who gets it ahead to Blazejowski. Tries to thread the needle, but it's knocked away with the pad. A long offensive possession for Loyola. Donato, his wrister. Doesn't get through, and he'll send it ahead for Blazejowski. Donato delivers a big blow. And Blazejowski tries to get it back into the offensive zone. He gets it ahead to Shunyung. And Shunyung dumps it into chase after the rest of the Ramblers will get a change. Jakubiak back on the ice for the Lions. Barbie fans on an attempt to clear out in front to Shunyung. But Turpin wisely gets it behind his cage. Hardy fighting tightly to try to acquire the puck, and it comes out to Conrad, another fan on a clear attempt, and they finally get it down. Jones chasing after it, but he does recover it. Shunyung couldn't get through a swarm of Lions. Missed an opportunity to say pride there, huh, Dylan? It's like Dylan's having a little bit of technical difficulties over there, as that one goes right into Kraft's glove, and he plays it for Loyola to start their own rush. Bergamini around the near side. A Lions player slipping makes it possible for Shunyung to take it in the offensive end. Ahead, Southwell clears it down. Ahead to Dickman. Dickman couldn't quite corral the puck. Instead, he dumps it for DePinto. And coming back around the other end for Loyola is Andrew Southwell, who gets it ahead to Reynolds. Reynolds backhands that one toward the net, and it will be safely covered up by Calder Turpin.
Yeah, Anthony, sorry about that. I think the mic just accidentally turned off there for a second, but I think it is working now. I can hear myself in my own headset.
Yep, we got you.
Shots on goal tied 2 apiece in this third period. St. Viator with the lone goal of the period as these two teams continue to battle.
It is 1-1 on this Sunday evening in Lincolnwood. Here's Ellis. Ahead to Reynolds. Prezwara and DePinto out there with Jakubiak. Here's Prezwara. Gets through 2 Ramblers. Tries to make it one more. Gives it away. And off the mark with that shot.
Really good shot attempt there by Jakubiak. And Kraft got a piece of it, so it'll count as a shot on goal, but he did just send that one over to the corner. Another Michigan attempt down there?
Yeah, it looked like it as Blesser ends up throwing it back for Southwell. Tries to get it to Sperling, but he can't quite get it through. Ellis tries to clear. Can't quite get it out of the zone. Firing one toward the net that gets deflected, but it goes wide. That was Donato who sent that one down low.
We did see a Michigan goal in the SHL by this Loyola Maroon team's varsity one counterpart, Loyola Gold, against the Glenbrook South Titans. Charlie Merrill hit the trick shot. And it's something that you just are starting to see more and more of in hockey at all levels. Before it was this, at one time, forbidden thing that just seemed impossible to do. Now, it didn't happen in the NHL till a couple years ago. Now you're seeing it all over the place.
Yeah, Connor Bedard had one before he fractured his jaw the other night.
Yeah, and Trevor Zegers of the Anaheim Ducks hit it
Same
on
day.
the same day.
Odd man rush chance here for St. Viator. Both men on sides. Centering pass, and it's covered up by Kraft. Briswa and Scarcella wasn't able to get that one into the back of the net.
And Waltuck attempted to play that puck after it was cleanly in the glove of Kraft, causing a couple more pushes and shoves. But also for the record, that Connor Bedard Michigan against the St. Louis Blues also was the first Michigan-style goal in Chicago Blackhawks history, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, there have been a handful of guys that I'm sure could do it, but I can almost guarantee that won't be the last time we see Connor Bedard do it.
Lots of guys can't even do it in practice, let alone pulling it off in a game,
Exactly.
an NHL game as an 18-year-old. Come on now.
He is probably the same age as at least a couple of players on this ice.
Yeah, no kidding. That is a funny thought.
Schleep chases after it.
He could be eligible for the SHL.
And a giveaway in the own zone almost led to a Loyola scoring chance, but Isaiah Barbary quickly was able to defend that. A slap shot into the glove. Vergamini let one rip from the blue line.
They have not stopped the clock yet.
The clock is still running.
I haven't heard a single clock yet. But, I mean, they still have not noticed this. The clock, that's about 15 seconds that have come off the clock now.
They are trying to stop it, but they have been unable to. And I guess...
And, yeah, they're going to wait on this face-off. I mean, this is now getting into 30 seconds, 40 seconds of time off the clock.
Yeah, we were about 9 minutes and 50-ish seconds, and they finally stopped the clock at 9 minutes and 19, and I guess we're going to play on. This is about 40 to 50 seconds that we will be hockeyless in this game, but
wow.
I guess it doesn't favor either team in a 1-1 contest.
But, hey, you know, at the end of the game, when you have someone put the puck into the net, a second after the horn goes off, it would have been a goal.
Absolutely. Now we'll get a face-off in the Viator offensive zone. It looks like the Conrad, Bayer, Jakubiak line is out there. Lee and Hong defending. Blesser. Now it's Jakubiak. Gets it poked away. A nice stick there by Bartolad. Silva behind his own net, leaves it for Reynolds to push ahead. Southwell giving chase, and it's Lee who recovers it on the near side. Lee corrals behind his own net and wraps it back for Hong. Just missing his skate, and Loyola is going to turn it into an offensive chance. Out in front to Blesser, but his puck does not find the net. Bayer thought he had a teammate to his right. Instead, it was a white jersey. There's an errant stick laying in the offensive zone. Jakubiak can't settle it down, but he is able to touch it, so it will not be an icing. He's giving chase. Spinning back around is Peter Winslow. Winslow trying to start the rush for Loyola. Gets it ahead to Southwell, and it gets tangled up in the linesman's skates. It's a delayed offside, which I'm sure the Loyola players are wondering, why did you stop the puck? I would have been onside if you didn't.
Yeah, and sometimes that happens here in high school hockey at this level. You don't have the best refs in the world 100% of the time. there are definitely some things that get missed here and there.
Face-off won by the Ramblers. Giving chase is Blazejowski, and he'll win the race to the puck. Try to set things up for the Ramblers to take a lead. Blazejowski driving toward the net. He's got Sperling out there with him. Now it's Sperling with it. Back to Blazejowski. Blazejowski has 6 goals and 5 assists for this Ramblers team. And that shot goes wide. Winslow able to keep it in momentarily, but it could start a rush. Dickman giving chase. Donato cleanly takes control of the puck, ending any danger for Kraft and company. Donato rings that one around the boards. Turpin leaves his net, but quickly goes back home. Still 1-1 with 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in regulation. Blazejowski across center ice, tries to get it into the neutral zone. It's going to be an odd man rush for Viator. Hardy fires one into the glove, looking like Mike Piazza was Joseph Kraft.
Yeah, I like that that shot there by Hardy. It's just, if you're St. Viator, you wish that there was a better opportunity there. He didn't have much help. It was a rush into the zone off a turnover, but I mean, you called it as an odd man rush. You were not wrong. St. Viator just didn't spread out enough, forcing the shot there right over the blue line.
Fight for the puck around center ice, and it's Schleep who takes control. Schleep ends up on his tushy there as he tries to get back into the play. Vergamini takes control, trying to clear it for Loyola, but Barbie ends up with a breakaway attempt. Heading toward the net is Southwell, and a nice defensive effort from Jakubiak prevents a shot on goal. That one into the pads. It's loose, and a scramble in front. Blezer tries to get control, and Vergamini has to chase after it. Loyola had an opportunity, a loose puck, and a goaltender who did not know where it was. Evading a check is Prizwa.
Penalty coming.
And the shot toward the net goes wide. Prizwara couldn't find the net, but a delayed penalty. And it'll finally, nope, a nice move here from Lee. Puts it in the offensive zone before it gets touched up by Declan Jones. It'll be the Loyola Ramblers sending a man to the box, and it will be Jones skating over to the sin bin now.
Yeah, there was a big collision in neutral ice, which drew the penalty that is going to give St. Viator a power play. I am going to check here to see what exactly that penalty is, because there's a couple different ways you can call that: tripping, interference. As I look at my iPad here, I'll get that information for you as soon as possible. Tripping was the call against Declan Jones, and now St. Viator, good opportunity once again to find some shots on goal and get the lead.
Barbie rings it around the board. Hong and Barbie are the two defensemen out there for Viator. Hong on the near side. That shot, Kraft is able to cover it up. Dylan, you got to think, if St. Viator is able to net a goal on this power play, Loyola, who is dominating the shots on goal, has to be scratching their head thinking, how are we losing this game?
Yeah, and it's sort of what I said earlier. When you have so few shots against, it just becomes that much more stressful for the goaltender and the defense. And if you allow 2 goals on 10 shots here on this power play, and you might be in trouble, because it's been a really solid performance on the other end behind the, or in the blue paint by Turpin.
Conrad across ice to Prizwara. Hong slaps it just to keep it in the offensive end. A nice play by him. Blesser whiffs on the clear. Prizwara couldn't keep the puck on his blade. And it'll be Barbie recovering things at the point. Conrad firing one toward the net. Another glove save by Kraft.
Really good effort here on the St. Viator power play to already get 2 shots on goal in the first minute here. Something that they've been having a problem with all game long. It seems to be the biggest thing that we have keyed in on during this broadcast, Anthony. but it's just so relevant. This third period, especially in the last couple of minutes, has been their best so far of the game.
1 minute left on the power play. St. Viator trying to take their first lead of the ball game. Pukala flips it out of play.
Had to grab that puck for the linesman as it came right over by me.
Good defense there, Dylan. Recovering the puck.
Yeah, I was hoping to keep it as a souvenir, but the linesman asked me to throw it back.
Scarcella recovers the puck behind Turpin's net. Turpin, 22 saves on 23 shots. Kraft, 9 saves on 10 shots, and a huge hit from Donato. Looks to me it was Marty Schlepp that got squashed there. But he's still on the ice as Pukala gives it away. Already with 1 goal, that's Thomas, who tried to make it a tie-breaking second. Here's Hardy firing a wrist shot. A pass to DePinto, just missed his stick. Would have been a golden opportunity to take the lead.
Boy, and it would have been a highlight reel goal too if that connected.
Both teams back to even strength. Dickman chasing after it. We've got 3 minutes and 22 seconds left on the clock. You can sense the urgency from both teams now. Bartolad ahead to Blazejowski. We've called his name frequently tonight as Quinn Reynolds dumps that one in.
And we've pronounced it correctly, haven't we?
We have. We talked to Mr. Blazejowski before the game, and he made sure we knew the correct way to say his son's name. Out in front, covered up by Turpin with 2:53 left on the clock.
Yeah, the family's always going to be the best source, Anthony, as you probably have experience broadcasting some games where you go to the coach for pronunciations, and the coach doesn't even know how to say some of these guys' names.
Yeah, hockey more than any other sport, the coaches
Yeah.
really rely on these nicknames. You know, like Bedard is Bedsy, and obviously that's an easier name to say, but there's a chance some coaches might only know him as Bedsy.
Well, you know what's funny is there's a player on New Trier named Fisk, and it's F-I-S-K-E. And I asked the coach how you pronounce the name. He said Fisky. It's actually Fisk. The Fisky's just the nickname. So I assumed that it was because the name ended in an E.
Bayer tries to fight through, but Winslow stands tall. Here's Conrad, ringing it around to Lee. Lee puts one on net, but it gets blocked out in front. Starting the rush is Donato. Pushing it ahead, Blesser and Donato chasing after it, fighting with Hong. And it's Blesser recovering the puck now. Even strength, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. The next goal could be the game winner.
Anthony, with the way this game has gone, I would say it's almost certainly going to be the game winner.
Southwell fighting hard for that puck. And it's Blesser with it now. The lefty takes it over the blue line. Tries to get a shot on net, and it's sticked away by Turpin. Thomas waiting in the slot for an opportunity, but he's not going to get one. Kanik coming back the other way. 1 minute and 45 seconds left as a couple of bodies crash toward the ice. The puck is now tangled up in between those two men. Jones was one of them. And Viator recovers as Vergamini is giving him all he can handle on the near side boards. Loyola clears. The angle might make it playable for the goaltender, but he will get out of the way and give an icing.
Yeah, and just as we inch closer to a potential overtime, and there actually will be a timeout here called. I'm not sure which team called the timeout. We'll get the signal here. Loyola calls the timeout here with 1:16 to go. That clock is running again, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. But anyways, we inch closer to a potential overtime. Just want to remind all the folks at home that this is the Academic Hockey League, but it does share an identical rule book to the Scholastic Hockey League. So if we get there, it'll be 5 minutes of 3-on-3 overtime, just like in the NHL. And if still no score, next goal wins hockey, obviously. If still no score after the 5-minute OT period, we'll go to the shootout. But again, here in the SHL and AHL, just the one-round sudden death shootout, where if one team scores and the other doesn't, the game is over. You only go to multiple rounds if you got both teams scoring a goal or both teams stopped.
And with 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock in regulation, Dylan will be getting ready to head onto the ice to try to talk to the game-winning coach and a player from the game-winning team.
Oh, yeah.
I know you'll have a little bit of a maze to get through just to get back to the bench, as you've been kind of wandering around the rink, but I'm sure you'll be able to secure something for the broadcast.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I'm probably going to track down whoever gets this game-winning goal here.
So far, Gianluca Scarcella has scored for St. Viator, and it was Nicholas Thomas who scored for Loyola. 1-1 is our score. 1 minute and 10 seconds is left in our contest, or at least the regulation time in our contest. Loyola leads the shots on goal 25-10. And we're about a minute away as DePinto fires one toward the net. Puck is loose out in front. DePinto tries to get another look at it, but instead it's Blazejowski coming back the other way with an even 2-on-2. Blazejowski threads the needle down low, and it's into the breadbasket of Turpin. A nice look at it had Nicholas Thomas with a chance to get his second goal of the game, but Turpin once again standing tall.
Yeah, any chance like that is going to make the heart rate go up a little bit on both benches and in the seats. Here with 50 seconds left in the game, the regulation portion of the game anyway. Next goal is going to win it.
Blazejowski fired that one toward the net. Here's a chance for DePinto in the glove of Kraft.
What a stop. That's got to be the save of the game by either goaltender in this one. And Kraft has had to make some saves here in the third period. He reached across as far as he could with that left glove side. And boy, oh boy, talk about a clutch stop. Not just the save itself, but the timing of it.
Yeah, that puck looked ticketed for at least the inside of the post, if not the back of the net. But a nice glove save from Kraft keeps this a 1-1 game for now. Loyola flips it to center ice. Pacala recovers and dumps it back in. Viator will have to touch up to remain onside. They do. That puck rings around the boards. Here's Blesser. He's taken on 3 men to the far side. Less than 15 seconds to play in this game. Blesser trying to get the puck loose so Loyola is able to get a shot on net before the buzzer sounds. But with 5 seconds to play, the puck emerges towards center ice, and a slapper from Prezwara goes off the glove of Kraft. But it doesn't matter. We're headed to overtime, Dylan.
You heard a big ooh from just about everyone in the rink as I'm chuckling a little bit. Why not take that slap shot from neutral ice? And boy, oh boy, it didn't miss by much. It would have counted too.
So we're heading to a 3-on-3 overtime period. Dylan, do you want to run through the rules for us once again?
Yeah, we'll switch sides just like they do in the NHL. So you do get the period of the long change for 3-on-3. Anybody maybe a little newer to hockey, it's not the final score at the end of this 5 minutes. It's just whoever scores the first goal, or the next goal, I should say, is going to win this game unless we need to go to a shootout if we don't have any goals after this next 5 minutes. And if we do get to a shootout, I'll run by the rules one more time.
Copy that. That's Dylan Ward. He's down in between the benches, on top of the staircase. He's down everywhere where we need him to be tonight, getting the sights and sounds from around the rink. I'm Anthony Pasquale. Once again, this is the SHL Network's presentation of the AHL Game of the Week. The SHL, of course, the Scholastic Hockey League. This is the Academic Hockey League. And our Game of the Week between Loyola and St. Viator has proven to be a good one. Of course, we're about to enter an overtime period. Both goaltenders, Joseph Kraft and Calder Turpin, have been excellent. Now it's 3-on-3 to decide a winner tonight.
And there the teams go to switch sides.
Loyola wins the draw. Jones, Blazejowski, and McShane out there. And it's Conrad, Prizwara, and Barbie for Viator. 4 minutes and 45 seconds remain on our overtime clock. Barbie gives chase to that puck. He recovers it. He's got Prizwara to his right. And coming across here is Conrad. Leaving it for Prizwara. Takes an angle on the far side with some speed, and he gets into the offensive zone, driving toward the net, but he's unable to get a shot off. Loyola recovers. Isaiah Barbie able to keep it in the Viator offensive zone, and it feels like St. Viator has a little bit of momentum here. That puck will go all the way down for an icing. All 6 men seem to be heading to the bench for a change.
Yeah, you talk about good momentum for St. Viator. Completely agree. Basically, as long as you have the puck on your stick in the overtime, you have the momentum because it's so hard to steal it away. And anytime a team has the puck, possession of the puck that is, you just feel like the chance they're going to score is pretty high.
And it'd be Blesser against DePinto for that faceoff, and it's won by Loyola in their own defensive zone. Blesser out there with Donato and Thomas. Thomas already has a goal. Here's Blesser trying to set up a 2-on-1, but they've got Thomas for an offside, negating the chance.
Yeah, offsides in overtime is really tough because, like I said, how important possession is. You lose the puck when you go offsides. You have to hope you get it back in the faceoff. But with only 3 skaters out there, you really want to avoid the offsides in overtime.
Right, and how much more important is just winning the faceoff now in overtime?
Yeah, it's huge. Huge, because if you win the faceoff, you get that possession. And like I said, anytime a team has possession of the puck in 3-on-3, the chance that they score is really high.
Donato and DePinto fighting down low. Possession looks to be leaning toward Viator at the moment. But Donato scrambles just to get it out in front. Here's Thomas at the point, firing one, missing wide. Marty Schleep keeps it in. Hong wraps it back around. And Hong gets it ahead. Conrad still on the ice. And he takes a huge hit and flies into the net. The net is off its moorings. There's a few bodies in goal, but both these teams are just trying to get the puck in goal.
Conrad and Kraft exchanging a couple words. I saw maybe a little crack of a smile on Kraft's face, so maybe not too harsh of words. But hey, when you get to OT, you want to win the game so bad. You've been fighting for 51 minutes of game time here, and one team is going to come away with the win. One's going to come away with the loss. It gets competitive here in this point of the game.
And even 3 minutes left on the clock. Here's Barbie, that top unit for St. Viator, back out there. Prizwara, Barbie, and Conrad. Barbie driving toward the net, loses it out in front, and it's recovered by Loyola. Hartnett with control. Over to Verigimi. Shunyang is out there. And it's going to be Prizwara taking it for Viator. He slows things down, loses the puck momentarily, and then drops it behind the net for Scarcella. Scarcella has St. Viator's only goal of the evening thus far. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the overtime period. Hartnett dumps it down low. Loyola trying to keep the puck in their offensive zone. Vergamini, Shunyang. Now it's Hartnett firing one to the net that just misses wide. Vergamini keeps it in play, and Barbie has to chase after it, fighting with Shunyang for possession. Prizwara comes to help out his fellow Lion. Puck's in our brief broadcast blind spot, and Hartnett takes back control. It's 3-on-3 in this overtime period with 1 minute and 30 left. Shunyang drops it back. That's Jones getting it to Hartnett. Jones firing one right into the glove. An easy save for Calder Turpin.
Easy save is right. Loyola, again, their possession is good here, but it's kind of the same problem that St. Viator was having most of this game. They couldn't really find a clean shot. They finally get one on target there, and you took the words out of my mouth, Anthony, an easy save.
Blazejowski wins the faceoff. Him, Southwell, and Declan Jones on the ice right now for the Ramblers, trying to net this GWG. DePinto behind the net, taking over possession for St. Viator. Blazejowski trying to take control now with under a minute to go in the overtime period. A nice stick by St. Viator, and here comes Hong. He's got DePinto to his right. Hong looking to center it, and it never got to the stick of DePinto, and instead some congestion behind the net trying to discover the puck. It's Jones ringing it off the board. Southwell hustling after it, but he won't reach it. These teams have faced off 4 times this year, 3 already. Loyola won 5-0 and 3-2. St. Viator has a 1-0 shutout under their belt, and they could even the season series at 2 with a win tonight.
Time running out in overtime.
33 seconds to go in the extra period. Blesser with Hartnett. Hartnett able to get past Prizwara and Schleep. Schleep emerges. Tries a backhand pass. Prizwara gets a skate on it but couldn't get it to his stick. 10 seconds to go in the period. Across ice to Hartnett. One man to beat, it's Barbie. He shoots, misses the net wide with 3 seconds to play in the overtime period. A shot at the buzzer will not go. We are headed to a shootout.
Wow, what a game that was between two bitter rivals here in the SHL. Longtime history in the CCHL between Loyola St. Viator, and now here in the first year of the AHL. That was an awesome game, and it's going to come down to the shootout to decide it.
Both teams have 15 points in the standings, and both just earned a point now that this game has completed the overtime period. There's 1 point left to grab with whoever wins this shootout.
So again, this is a one-round shootout. If one team scores and the other doesn't, the game is over. Loyola, as the home team, gets to pick whether they want to shoot first or second. They'll defer, and here goes St. Viator with attempt number 1.
It's Jiong Hong leading it off for St. Viator. Joseph Kraft still in net for Loyola. Comes around the near side slowly, pulling it back to the forehand. Hong fires. Big save by Kraft.
Huge save by Kraft. And that's the slow entry. Kucherov is famous for that. Pardon me, Kuznetsov in the NHL. And now Loyola can win this game with a goal. If not, we'll play a second round.
It's Jack Blazejowski for the Loyola Ramblers. Blazejowski with the game on his stick. To the forehand. He scores! Ramblers win it! Jack Blazejowski in the shootout. And Loyola is victorious.
Well, Anthony, the shootout is where the goaltenders shine. And this was a goalie duel all the way. And at the end of the day, Turpin could not save that puck. And this victory is going to go to LAM.
Turpin made 26 saves on 27 shots, but Blazejowski got the best of him in the shootout. The win goes to Joseph Kraft in the Loyola Ramblers, his 4th of the season, made 11 saves on just 12 shots, but the biggest one came in the shootout against Hong. Loyola grabs a 2-1 lead, improves their record to 8-8 on the season. St. Viator drops now to 7-9-1, and Loyola has taken over 4th place by themselves in the AHL standings. Dylan, looks like you're standing by with the game-winning goal scorer, Jack Blazejowski. Dylan, take it away.
Thank you, Anthony. Jack, you get the shootout winner. This was a tight, low-scoring defensive battle, and you get it done in the one-on-one breakaway. Walk me through the shot.
Before I went out there, Andrew Blazer on this team, he told me that last time we were in a shootout here, and he scored the game winner, and he told me to go blocker. So I trusted him.
I just said this was a goalie duel. Great defensive effort as well by your team, limiting the shots on goal to just 12. An easy night for Kraft and just a good win. What are you guys going to do in the locker room to celebrate?
What?
Well, how are you guys going to celebrate this win?
I don't know. Get the music going.
Love to hear it, man. Hey, go enjoy that music. And congratulations. Anthony, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Here's another look at Blazejowski's goal. He does go to the blocker, and he tingles the twine. Nothing but nylon for Blazejowski, the game-winning goal. And Loyola takes this one against St. Viator, 2-1, our final on the SHL Network. This has been the AHL Game of the Week. For Dylan Ward and our outstanding crew here at J&M Media, Loyola takes it 2-1 in overtime by virtue of this shootout goal. I'm Anthony Pasquale. Hope you all enjoyed the broadcast and have a great night.